Today is one of my favorite days of the month because I'm at Achilles Art Cafe in Metro West with romance author Amber West. Amber, tell me a little bit about your book, Love, Loss, and Lists.
Okay, well, Love, Loss, and List is a romantic comedy, and it features characters that are a bit more mature. I noticed a lot when you watch romantic comedies or read romantic comedies, everyone's in their 20s. And so I end up reading the book and being like, these are children, because I am definitely not in my 20s. So I wanted to write something with characters that reflected where I was in my stage in life. So it started as a joke, really. I was on a conference call that really should have been an email, and my mind was wandering, and I was thinking about these two actors that have never played. I don't even know if they've played in anything together, but they totally should be brothers in something. Ron Livingston and Kyle Chandler, if you're familiar with them, like Friday Night Lights, Office Space, most people know them. And I thought they would be really funny playing brothers in a romantic comedy. One kind of like the straight-laced, like serious brother, the other kind of the funny, doesn't really have it all together brother. And when I put that out there on social media, a bunch of people were like, oh, I would totally watch that. And I do not have the means to make a movie, so I thought, I'll just write it. Exactly, I'll write the book. And, again, I just was doing it just for fun. And next thing I knew, within a very short period of time, I had an entire novel sitting there. So I put it out there. And it's now grown into 3 books. People really liked the character in this one, who in my head was played by Ron Livingston. They were like, well, what happens with him? We need his story. So that's how Missed Messages and Mixtapes came about. And then there's a character who is not one of the brothers, who they also were really like, oh, he's a very small part, but they wanted to know more about him.
People love side characters.
Yes, they do. So he got his own novella, and that's what An Accidental Address is. And this book, when I did a thread not too long ago about this process, about the joke, and how it turned into multiple books. And somehow it got the attention of an executive at a very large, well-known studio. She read it, couldn't put it down, and reached out to me, and now this series has been optioned.
What are some of the tropes that readers can expect to find in these books?
Okay, so first off, I'm terrible with tropes. I'm very much a nonfiction and like science fiction reader, so it was a bit of a learning curve going into writing romance and then getting asked about this. But Love, Loss, and Lists, there is an age gap. It is a workplace romance, boss-employee dynamic. There is fake dating, but it doesn't really work out the way people expect it to.
Okay, I like that.
So it is in there. I have had people say that it gives them enemies to lovers vibes. I don't think they're enemies to lovers, but they do butt heads in the beginning.
Okay.
So if people like that little friction at the start, there is that.
Okay.
Then Missed Messages and Mixtapes, that is childhood friends who reunite later in life.
Okay.
Second chance romance. I think those are the major ones there. And then this one is an epistolary romance. So for anyone who doesn't know what that is, that's basically people who send letters back and forth and get to know each other, except it's emails. And it's, I guess you could say, a little bit of secret identity, because they are sending emails to each other, and he does not know who she is.
Oh, I know that, like me, you are a big frequenter of the New Romantics bookstore. When you're in that area, where do you like to either grab coffee or lunch?
Okay. Usually I'm too busy to stop and grab lunch. However, coffee is always on the table. And across the street, East End Market, Lineage is always great coffee. If I'm going to move a little bit away from there, Han.
Oh, yeah.
Han's amazing. Not the place to go if you want to sit. But if you're just going to go,
coffee.
Yeah, the coffee is amazing. And then outside of that, if I actually am going to eat, I just call my sister. Most people in the area know her as Lemon Hearted. She always knows where to eat, where to shop, where to get coffee. So
she has a great coffee map.
Yes, her coffee map is amazing. She has a bookstore map. So she's my resource. I just don't even bother looking anything up anymore. I just call her.
Amber, what's next for you?
I am currently working on another book. It's kind of a single dad I guess romance. I always feel weird.
Romance.
You have to understand, when I write romance, that is obviously a part of the story, but a lot of it is slowly developing friendships and just the circumstances that people are going through. Like in these books, this one, a lot of it centers around her work and what, kind of dealing with things in the, office environment. So it's a lot more than the romance, but the romance is obviously a huge part of it. So I am working on that. I have had a bunch of readers say that they want a prequel to these books because there is a third brother, the baby brother. He is married in the books, and people really love his dynamic with his wife, and they're like, how did they end up together? So that might be coming down the pipe. And then, of course, just waiting to see what happens with the studio and what they do.
If you love romance stories, make sure to check out the Moore Brothers series and connect with Amber for all the updates of future things happening.